Garcia. He's got some room up the middle, and Sergio Garcia could take this one all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jack Davis.
Davis is open, and he's fouled and the contact.
Taylor Jackson for 3. Bang! Taylor Jackson from downtown.
Welcome to this coverage of varsity football here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. My name is Giovanni Alcantar, alongside Josh Brunette. We're ready to bring you coverage of Lake Central Crown Point. Josh, it's two of the biggest teams in the area. It's a big matchup tonight for both of these teams.
It is indeed, and we saw these two teams face off earlier in the season, where Crown Point came to the burial grounds and unfortunately beat LC 10-0. But Lake Central's definitely looking for their revenge this game.
Absolutely, and as soon as we saw the draw, Josh, almost 3 weeks ago now, where we saw it was Lake Central Crown Point first round, it really doesn't get any much bigger than this for us. We started playing stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on for our broadcast tonight that you'll see later tonight, but let's get into this. Lake Central looking for their first sectional win since 2014, and they're going up against the team that's won the sectional 3 straight years in a row, Josh.
Yeah, and, you know, even just aside from Crown Point, this is a tough sectional. You've got Maryville, who is a very good team this year, and then Lafayette Jefferson, who I believe you said was number 2 in the state. Am I correct?
Yep, number 2 in the latest Class 6A rankings.
That's just a crazy tough sectional, and, you know, winner of this game is obviously going to play the winner of that game, but winning tonight, that's going to be a huge step forward for the Indians.
This is a Crown Point team that's very experienced in the postseason. The past 3 years, like we said, they've won the sectional, going up against a younger Lake Central team that really has struggled in the postseason the past few years. They really didn't get the benefit of the draw last year, getting Maryville in the first round. But what does Lake Central have to do tonight to get a win against Crown Point, and that they didn't do last time they played Crown Point?
Well, last time they did play Crown Point, it was a stout defensive game. It would have been 3-0 if it hadn't been for that freak 99-yard play for the Crown Point touchdown.
And that's something we just can't imagine happening again. This Lake Central defense has been great all year. They've been pretty good about not giving up the big plays, and I don't think we should expect that tonight. I think we're going to expect another defensive battle from Lake Central and Crown Point, but Lake Central's offense has got to move the ball tonight on Crown Point, move the chains, get some points on the board.
Absolutely. This is as good of a time as ever for Mateo Sedano to step up for this team and really carry the team. We haven't really seen it a whole lot through the air on offense. We've seen a lot of the run game, but Crown Point's got to be ready for that run game, and that is really going to open up a lot of play-action shot plays for this Indians offense. And that's all the time we have for now, folks. We got a couple festivities to get into before the kickoff of this game, and we'll be right back after that.
welcome back to Lake Central High School. We're ready for this matchup as the Crown Point Bulldogs take the field. Lake Central Crown Point doesn't get much bigger than this for me and you, for students like me and you, Josh. It's the biggest, like we said in the pregame. It's the biggest. It's probably one of the biggest rivalries in the area. Two of the biggest schools in the area meet tonight, and the winner of this one meets Lafayette Jefferson Maryville.
Yeah, and, that's a huge game going on right now.
We'll give you updates on that one all night.
And, for both these teams, this is a bragging rights game. They're both big rivals, and they're both really looking forward to taking that next step, advancing in the sectionals and playing one of those tremendous teams.
Yeah, and Crown Point is the defending champion the last 3 years of this sectional. And Crown Point graduated a lot of players, but there's still players on this team that know how to win. They know how to win in the postseason. And, you look at Lake Central, it's a team that's, not really experienced, winning in the postseason. They haven't won a postseason game since 2014. And, for Lake Central tonight to come in on their home field and beat Crown Point, that would be huge. And, for Crown Point, it's very hard to beat a team twice.
Absolutely, and we saw that last game. It was kind of a fluky touchdown. LC was in that game the entirety of that game.
After the first quarter was 3-0 Crown Point. Halftime it was 3-0 Crown Point. After the third quarter it was 3-0 Crown Point. Lake Central was in that game.
Then there was that 99-yard touchdown, and you better believe that defensive coordinator Patrick Winters not going to let that happen again tonight.
Absolutely. I'm sure that play has haunted some of these players, and I'm sure they're looking to bounce back tonight. And this Lake Central defense is going to have to step up once again in this game, and it looks like Crown Point will receive first. Lake Central will kick off here.
Lake Central won the toss and deferred till the second half.
And on a chilly night here, got a couple fans coming out to support the tribe. It could be their last game here if the student is a senior. It could be the last game here for the season of the tribe.
Last home game, even if Lake Central wins. And here we go. Derek Bolden ready to boot this one away, and here we go. The field at about the 10-yard line. He breaks a tackle, and he's tackled by, looked like it was Marco Schiapone.
And Derek Bolden, he's got soccer coming up tomorrow, actually. State soccer championship for the boys.
Yes, indeed.
25 Marco Schiapone. 85 Jackson Stardievsky.
And Lake Central's defense taking the field. Let's take a look at them.
Pat Winters, defensive coordinator.
Hi, my name is Mark Duragine. I'm a senior and I play defensive end.
My name is Quincy Fleming. I'm a senior and I play nose guard.
My name is Carter Schuster. I'm a sophomore and I play outside linebacker.
My name is Zach Rangel. I'm a senior. I play inside linebacker. Shout out 45.
My name is Mel Hay. I'm a sophomore. I play middle linebacker. Shout out 44.
I'm Marcus Raponi. I'm a senior at Lake Central and I play cornerback.
I'm Jared Ivey. I'm a senior and I play strong safety.
And players not listed in that video, Jalen Wigley and Caleb Griffin, both players to keep an eye on tonight for this Lake Central secondary. And in case you don't know what Zach Rangel and Mel Hay were referring to, they said shout out 4-5, shout out 4-4. They're referring to their teammates Sam Long and Zach Ritt. Both had season-ending injuries.
And those two linebackers, they're really the heart and soul of this defense, it seems.
Absolutely. Mel Hay has played a big role on this Lake Central defense.
Absolutely. This defense runs through the linebackers. Pressure coming.
And he somehow got that throw off, but it doesn't go for much. It's going to be a third down now for Crown Point.
That's a tremendous throw under pressure there by number 7 for Crown Point, Will Pettit. And little bobbly catch there too for the wide receiver, but able to hold on to it through contact, bringing up 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
Third down and 6 from the 27. Looking right, and that is picked off right into the hands of Carter Schuster. What a start for Lake Central. I don't know where he was throwing right there.
Schuster, he got that first interception in that big upset over Michigan City.
He comes up with another big one.
Who knows, maybe this could spark something here for the Indians.
Wow, Lake Central takes over deep in Crown Point territory. As now we're going to meet the starters for the Lake Central offense.
Mateo Sedano, I'm a senior and I play quarterback.
I'm Gerard Charlie, I'm a senior and I play fullback.
I'm Curtis Gills, I'm a senior and I play wide receiver.
I'm Joisha, I'm a senior and I play left guard.
Hi, I'm Nathan Hoder, I'm a senior at Lake Central, I play center.
I'm Ayo Sanchez, I'm a senior and I play right guard.
My name's Sam Pasoj, I'm a senior, I play right tackle.
And players not listed in that video, Sir Felix Garcia missed practice all of last week with an illness. And left tackle Jared Gibson, and Diego Garcia, wide receiver, and Danny Nightkill. Sedano in the pistol. We know how much Lake Central runs that. He looks to his left. That one is dropped. That was number 11, Diego Garcia, could not come up with that one.
And Garcia, he's been a threat for this Indians offense, coming out of the slot sometimes, running the quick out routes, and unfortunately, just not able to hold on to that one there.
And that
3rd and 9 now.
Yeah, that brings up 3rd down for Lake Central.
It's going to be 3rd and 9 for Lake Central from the Crown Point 25-yard line.
The offense breaks huddle.
And you think it's too far here if they can get this first down for a field goal?
I mean, it's definitely 4-down territory. You've got to be aggressive here. Sedano fumbles the snap and just throws that one away.
Not sure who was in that area.
There was a blitzer coming. Not sure what the number was, but definitely a blitzer coming through.
As that'll bring up 4th down. Let's see what else he does. And you know, that was a good play. That was a smart play by Sedano not to take a sack. Still gave Lake Central a chance.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to come out and try to go for it here. Ricky Guerrero checks in for the offense. Sedano's going to drop back, roll out.
Sedano
looking to run. Not sure what he saw there.
No one was open there. Sedano thought maybe he had a chance to take it himself. Couldn't get there, and Crown Point's going to get the ball back. And all the momentum Lake Central had at the beginning of this game, now gone.
Yeah, that's not a drive you could have if you want to win this game.
Absolutely. Lake Central absolutely has to score there.
Great starting field position, and then forced to go 4 and out. Crown Point takes over now on the 23-yard line.
Cold night here at Lake Central.
Cold and windy.
And there's Matthew Walters taking the handoff. And it looks like there was a fumble. And Crown Point went back on top of it. But Matthew Walters, I'm sure a name that this Lake Central defense has heard all about. He was the guy, he had the 99-yard touchdown run last time against Lake Central, which obviously that was the play of the game. That was after Mateo Sedano pinned him at the 1-yard line. It looked like everything was going Lake Central's way, and then absolute, just not a good play right there for Lake Central's defense. And I'm sure tonight they're not going to let that happen. I'm sure. Ooh, bad snap.
Walters met in the backfield. Both teams looking a little sloppier tonight, Giovanni.
Yeah. You know, we were saying in the Maryville game and in the Michigan City game, is there something with the footballs they use here at Lake Central?
Could be the turf. Could just be the balls themselves.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 13 from the Crown Point 20-yard line.
And tight end in motion coming across the line.
3rd down. Lake Central gets some pressure on him. He's got to roll to his right, and that's not going to be enough for the 1st down.
And there was heavy pressure coming in from that left side of the defensive line, number 99, Armand Irving, really forced that rollout there. And Armand Irving, he's been one of our favorite players this season, Giovanni.
Yes, he has.
This D-line has been incredible, led by Armand Irving, Mark-Henry Derjean, and Quincy Fleming. Mark Henry actually leading the team in sacks this season. And
Lake Central almost got to that one. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Looked like it went out just inside, just by the 50.
Looked like it was going right for Sam Long's head. Not the most mobile out there with those crutches.
Yeah, he just had surgery.
Yeah, luckily he's, you know, somewhat back on his feet. Needs the crutches to help, but he's able to be out there on the sideline, which is always a great sight to see.
I'm sure his teammates love it too. You saw in the video we show Mel Hay and Zach Rangel shouting out Zach Ray and Sam Long. As Sedano hands it off to Sir Felix Garcia.
That's a nice chunk of yardage there for Garcia.
We're already almost halfway through this first quarter. Sedano takes the handoff. Sir Felix Garcia trying to get some room on the outside and nowhere to go there. The Crown Point Bulldogs were out all over that one.
Yeah, and these are two, you know, really aggressive defenses here with the Bulldogs and the Indians.
Yeah, we definitely expect more of a defensive battle tonight. Points are going to be scarce to come by in this
Absolutely.
game.
I mean, we saw it in that first game. Just a hard-hitting defensive battle. Try to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, not turn it over.
Yeah, Lake Central got a turnover at the beginning of this game and just couldn't do anything with it. Sedano, it's going to be 3rd down in the pistol. Sedano looking left. He's going to throw to Diego Garcia. That one is caught for a 1st down.
And Garcia,
Central.
Tremendous control of his body there, able to turn back, get his feet down, protect the ball as he knows he's going to get hit. There's a lot of CP defenders around him, and great catch there for the 1st down. Just enough to move the chains. And Garcia nowhere to go there.
Garcia, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 9. Silas Reeves.
Yeah, I think Sir Felix Garcia, Crown Point definitely expects Lake Central to be run heavy. They're going to stack the box. They're not going to give Sir Felix Garcia any room.
Yeah, and they know this Lake Central offense runs through Sir Felix Garcia, and the LC wants to keep it on the ground, and you know, Crown Point's going to do everything to take that away. Force Sedano to be a quarterback.
Once again, it's Diego Garcia.
Looks like a similar play call there. Same route. Bringing up the 3rd and 5 here.
Gain of 5 yards on the play, brings 3rd and 5 for Lake Central from the Crown Point 34-yard line.
Handoff to Garcia. Garcia throwing out some stiff arms, picking up the 1st down and a lot more. Out past the 20, 15, 10, 5. Does he get in? No signal yet. Touchdown! The
And
Indians get on the board first, Giovanni.
Lake Central finally gets on the board. 4:51 left here in this first quarter. Great start to the game for the Lake Central Indians.
And Garcia able to just keep bouncing it out. Just kept throwing out those stiff arms. Looked like a, you know, I know we're only in high school. Looked like a young Saquon Barkley out there.
I never like comparing high school athletes to any professional athletes, but I'll let that one slide. Here comes the extra point attempt from Derek Bolden. Here's the kick, it's up. It's good.
Derek Bolden's extra point is good. With 4:51 remaining in the first quarter, that score. Congratulations, Lindsay, at 7.
And this Indians team is pumped up right now, Giovanni. You can see the reactions on the sideline to that run. You can see all the players waiting for that signal after that run. And once that signal went up, it felt like this place just erupted here.
Absolutely, and even if there's not much of a fan section tonight, it is a cold night. It's a tough ask to ask people to come out on a night like tonight.
Absolutely. Crown Point looking like they've got a pretty healthy fan section, as do we. Lots of people on the fence here tonight.
We got a score update from Valpo Munster, already 7-0 Valpo Lowell Griffith. It's 7-0 Lowell. And Highland Hobart, 7-0 Highland. That's all we have right now. Every other game is just kicking off. Calumet's up against River Forest, 6-0. Once again, we'll be keeping track of games all night.
And Crown Point looking for a big return here now to answer. Gets out to around the 34-yard line. And 4:43 remains here in this first quarter.
Man in motion. Oh. Number 99, Armand Irving. Looks like he jumped.
Yeah, the motion there had everyone a little jumpy.
That's going to give Crown Point a first down and 5 now.
There's a penalty by Lake Central over first and 5 Crown Point from their own 39-yard line.
And Crown Point coming out. Tight end in motion again. The Indians get the stop there, swarming the ball carrier. Second down and 3 coming up.
Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 3 for Crown Point from their own 41-yard line.
And flag on the play. Looks like that's going to be pass interference.
Ball came out. We'll see what the flag is.
Will Bennett's pass is complete to number 16, Ben Uran. There's a flag on the play.
And we wait to hear what this one is. Ref's talking it over. Looks like it could have been a defensive pass interference there.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
We've got holding on the defense.
It's a holding.
First down.
That's going to move Crown Point across the 50-yard line here. It's not a mistake you could make in a defensive battle like this. Every yard's going to matter here.
Pettit takes it himself there.
Nice run there. Little read option, able to pull it out. Pick up a nice chunk of yardage there.
Number 5, Jalen Wigley.
That was Jalen Wigley in on the tackle.
Gain of 6 on the play. Second and 4 for Crown Point. Lake Central 42-yard line.
Bulldogs, wide receiver in motion now, coming around back. It's a keeper for the running back that goes nowhere there. Third down and 4 coming up.
Amon Irving on the tackle.
No gain on the play. He brings a 3rd and 4 to Crown Point. From the Lake Central 42-yard line.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 4 now. A lot of movement on Lake Central's defensive line.
Clock keeps ticking here.
And looks like he just got over the 1st down marker.
And they will give him the 1st down.
Gain of a little more than 4 on the play, and that's enough for a Crown Point. 1st down. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the Lake Central 38-yard line.
Man in motion again. They're going to run to the right here.
Crown Point just looking like they are
they're pounding it.
Looking like they're trying to confuse the Lake Central with all these motions here.
Devon Lira. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 from Lake Central's 34. About 1:25 to go here in the 1st quarter. Seems like it's going by fast, Josh.
Absolutely, and you know what they say, Giovanni, time flies when you're having fun, and I feel like we're having some fun here, being on top.
Yes, we are. Ooh. And that play not going to work there for Crown Point. Great play by Lake Central to read that one.
And that's a loss of 2 on the play there. Clock's going to keep ticking down.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 for Crown Point from the Lake Central 36-yard line.
See if Crown Point can convert this 3rd down.
Crown Point keeping players in motion here, trying to confuse this Lake Central defense.
They're going to throw. He's going to try and run. Lake Central.
He somehow gets out of that.
Didn't look like he had any room to run there, but got past the Lake Central defenders. And Crown Point moving the chains, another 1st down.
About 8 on the play. Enough for Crown Point. 1st down, 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
And it looks like the 1st quarter will come to an end. And Crown Point goes back to the sideline, and good 1st quarter for Lake Central. After 1 quarter, it's Lake Central 7, Crown Point 0. We'll be back after this short break.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Tamari.
I'm Riley Nestrict. And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. We'll see you around, Elsie.
Welcome back here to this coverage of sectional of sectional 1, Lake Central Crown Point. As we get ready to start this 2nd quarter.
quarter action coming up.
Will Bennett's pass is complete to number 88, David O'Toole. Tackle by Lake Central, number 55, Zach Rangel. Loss of 1 on the play, and the second and 11 for Crown Point. From the Lake Central 28-yard line.
Second down and 11 coming up here for the Bulldogs. A little bit of shovel pass there.
And he got the first down and more right there. Looks a little bit like the play the Browns tried this past week.
Yeah,
that one was a lot more successful, I would say, though. Although I would say anything outside of them throwing it right to the defender is successful.
And you know, we see the quick shovel passes with a wide receiver coming across. They've been getting more and more popular in all levels of football, it seems. And we just saw it here tonight.
Drops back. He's got to throw to the end zone. That one is caught for a Crown Point touchdown.
That was David O'Toole there.
And correction, that was Tyson Casey on the touchdown reception. Crown Point now on the board.
My apologies.
And Crown Point will come out for the extra point attempt. That one's up. That's good.
Got a tie ball game here, Giovanni.
Yeah, it's a close game. I mean,
already
we expected this.
More points scored than all of last one.
Yeah,
so.
10 points in total, all by Crown Point.
As football fans ourselves, can't really complain when we got a tight game going on. And the Indians get set, ready to receive here.
Number 1, Sammy Brewer, going to kick off for Crown Point. Lake Central, number 1, Felix Garcia, and number 11, number 10, Desmond Smith.
11:08 left on the clock here in the half. Crown Point, that was a good sustainable drive there. Looked like they just kept getting stuck and
absolutely.
Squib kick there
by Lake Central. Looks like that's Ben Basco.
Max Kriesbaum on the return.
That was Max Kriesbaum. Oh, not been a good night for me and you so far, Josh. Trying to see names. I do have to say, me and you were talking about this, Josh. We really love these Lake Central jerseys that they're wearing. They were the freshman jerseys this year, actually.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm glad that they brought them out for a game this year. I don't know what it is about all-black jerseys. Any sport, any level, you could look at the all-black Eagles jerseys. Just any sport.
Absolutely.
Always going to look good.
Yeah, I was, me and you were kind of upset that Lake Central wasn't wearing them this year, and they come out for this game wearing these jerseys. Biggest game of the year.
Absolutely. Got to look good to play good, Giovanni.
We have a score update from Hobart. Hobart scores a touchdown, up 14-0 over Highland. Winner of that plays Lowell or Griffith in the sectional championship. Sedano looking to throw. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to look to run, and he is tackled. That'll bring up third down for Lake Central.
Stopped by number 13, Colin Slavin.
And Sedano He's looked a little flustered out there with this pressure coming from Crown Point's defensive line, and looks to just get a little jittery out there, maybe panic. But he's able to pick up yards with his legs too.
Going to be 3rd down and 6. Sedano takes the snap, looking quick throw, and that one is incomplete. He was looking for Ricky Guerrero. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Now we saw Lake Central go for it once already today. Doesn't look like they're going to do it again here.
And there's no reason to.
Yeah, especially with the field position versus what we saw the first time. Lake Central also could not convert on that 4th down, so.
And Mateo Sedano got 5 punts inside the 5, or inside the 20, I should say.
He got one inside the 1-yard line.
I think he got a good one from right in this spot. This one, not quite what he wanted, but that'll go around the 24-yard line.
He's looking for a better bounce there on that ball.
Just unlucky, and another update. And Drain up 14-0 over the undefeated Boone Grove.
And that's a huge game there, led by quarterback Noah Hamilton.
That sounds like a familiar name. Oh, he did go here at one point. Transferred to Andrain.
And Giovanni, when we came out here to set up today, believe it or not, for anyone who hasn't been paying attention to the weather outside, there was snow on the ground today.
Yep.
Keep in mind, today is November 1st.
Yep, and also, it was terrible when we came up here right outside the door. It was just all
it was slick.
Snow piled up. It was almost impossible to open the door.
Yeah, and then, walk into the door too.
And
felt like you were just gonna slip out of nowhere.
Yesterday the Lake Central football team actually practiced in the snow too.
Absolutely, you know what they say, football weather, Giovanni.
Absolutely, imagine them playing tonight in the snow.
Nothing better than just a little bit of snow to cover the ground. Temperature's okay right now. We'll get used to it.
I know, Josh, you're big on snow for some reason. I don't know why.
I am. It looks nice.
He's got thrown right over the middle, and that one is caught by Crown Point. That's tight end.
Number 83, Felix Meeks the third there.
Great play right there by Crown Point.
And it seems like Crown Point keeps getting themselves stuck in these situations, 3rd and long, and then they just catch a lucky break. We've seen, running a run play, being able to bust it out.
Pettit gives it to the running back, and that's Larry, and he's tackled by Lake Central. Lake Central thinks the ball was loose there. That will stay with Crown Point.
And Crown Point, Lake Central thought they had it there for a bit, but Crown Point able to come up with it. Crown Point over the 50-yard line once again in this game.
Second and 5 for Crown Point. Tight end once again in motion. They hand it off to Vieira, and he's got a first down.
Crown Point trying to just chip away at this Indians defense. They've seen teams, wear this team out before, and that's obviously their hope of today.
Pat's got thrown to his right, and looked like Mark Henry Derogine almost got a hand of that one, but it's out to the Crown Point receiver.
That was Tyson Casey there, the wide receiver, on the reception off the bubble screen. 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Mark Henry Derrigan came very close to getting a hand to that one.
Mark Henry Derrigan, he's just got a sense to know where the quarterback's going. We've seen him disrupt plays all the time.
Absolutely. He's a big part of that Lake Central defensive line. 2nd down and 2. That will hand it off to Lyra. And
Armand Irving grabs the running back by the jersey, throws him down with one hand. WWE, you got to sign this guy. 3rd and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Man, wish we could have watched that again.
This is one of those times.
And we've got a injured Lake Central defender down now. Trainers head out, as well as not sure who that is going out there with him. And that's Quincy Fleming there, able to get up, walking off under his own power alongside defensive coordinator Pat Winters. And defense getting fired up there. Looking to hit somebody after that.
Yeah, we just heard that on our field mic.
Luckily, we didn't have too hot of a mic there.
Yeah, our microphone is a little bit close to the Lake Central sideline. Pett takes the snap, looking left. He's going to throw to his left. He's going to throw towards Marco Schiappone. That one is caught, and that's going to be a touchdown for Crown Point.
That's Tyson Casey again going up there. Marco Schiappone looking like he lost it. And there's a flag on the play. That one's going to come off the board. Or not sure if there was a flag or not. Stoppage of play.
Not sure if this will stand.
Don't see the flag, but I did see the ref's hat come off.
And
I do see the flag on the sideline down there, blended in with the white a bit.
I'm trying to find it.
Ref just picked it up.
Oh.
And that penalty's against Crown Point, so.
Lake Central gets a break there.
That's a huge break there. And you better believe Marco Schiappone is thanking everything that came back, because he got mossed.
And I'm not even sure about that. I think he just got beat. I'm not even sure if I would call it that. Very lucky there. And we have, after a 1 quarter of play, it's Maryville 7, Lafayette Jefferson 6.
And 3rd down and 23 here.
And we also have a score update from Valpo Munster. Valpo 28, Munster 0 after 1 quarter.
Can't say that that's unexpected.
Yeah,
Munster.
Even as students.
To put it lightly, Munster's not a good team.
Even as students at Lake Central, you really don't like to see a team.
You feel Munster is one of our biggest rivals, and we feel bad for them.
I mean, you really hate to see that. Pettit throwing to his right. It's 3rd down and 23. Not going to go anywhere there. And getting back to Munster, you know, again, we are students here, but I really hope this is the worst that we see Munster's football program get to. This is basically rock bottom for them.
Absolutely.
More than likely not going to finish the season with a single win. You really don't like to see a team go winless throughout a whole season.
And to lose in the fashion that they have, I mean, they've been blown.
Yeah, it's not even like
out
the
this
games
year.
Have been close.
Closest game this year was a 16-3 loss.
That'll be a touchback.
And they've definitely had their fair share of blowouts.
But yeah, I would, I would love to see Munster and Lake Central football rivalry be competitive. We saw earlier this year, Lake Central just mopped the floor with Munster.
I mean, every year for our high school career, all 4 years, we've been lucky enough to beat Munster every time. And, just to highlight some of Munster's blowout losses, 65-0 against Hobart.
Sir Felix Garcia, push the pile. Got a few extra yards out of that one. What was their closest game?
I said 16-3. I meant 16-0. They've had a 30-3 game, 69-7 game, 48-13, 42-0.
The point is,
not looking the best. Hate to keep beating a dead horse.
We'll get
quite literally with this team.
We'll get back to Lake Central football. Sedano looking left, and that one was not a good throw right there by Sedano. He was looking for Diego Garcia.
Felt like that was a good play on words there on my part. Beating a dead horse. Munster Mustangs. Get it, Giovanni?
Yes, I get it. And one last thing from that, it's not 35-0.
5:54 left here in this.
And I do have another
half.
score update from another game, just so people don't think we're just talking about Munster. Touchdown Chesterton's 21-21, 50 seconds left in the second quarter.
And who did you say Chesterton was playing today?
They're playing Warsaw.
That's
Ricky Guerrero Jr. catches that one. He's got the first down. He's out at about the 40.
And Guerrero with a nice chunk of change there after getting past the chains. Setting up for an LC first down.
Not sure if we'll hear much of that tonight. Never mind. Because the announcers here are supposed to try and create a neutral environment for both teams, but
yeah, it's a little hard to do that when you're playing at your home stadium. Got the same PA announcer who's done it all season long.
Yeah, and it's a Lake Central. It's a home game.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely. Luckily for Crown Point students, at least, they're pretty close around the area. But teams such as Lafayette, Jefferson having to travel, 2 hours to go and play Maryville?
On the bus, it's probably 2 hours.
Yeah, that's not a fun bus ride there.
Sedano has time.
Scrambling, throws that one away. That's a smart play there to get rid of that ball.
And at half, score update, Chesterton and Warsaw are tied at 21.
Flag comes in.
Looking like a high-scoring ball game over there.
Flag came in late there.
I believe that's in Chester.
Intentional grounding on, did they say the blue team?
Yes. That's going to put Lake Central back.
And we could hear on the mic, you could pick up some coaches yelling at Sedano, telling him not to throw that away. You just got to be aggressive here. This could be your last high school game, and got to be willing to take some chances and air it out.
5:04 to go here in this first half. Lake Central faces a third down and 15 on their own 36. Sedano takes the snap, looking to his left. He's going to go deep. Looks like he's going for Diego Garcia, and that one is incomplete.
That one looked like it was broken up at the last second there by a Crown Point defender. Can't really see the number on the jersey there. That's number 8, Donovan Huffine for Crown Point. And he just was able to get up there, one hand.
Mateo Sedano looking to get a better punt this time. That one's kicked. Let's see if he gets a better bounce this time. And that'll be fielded by the special teams. That Donovan Huffine takes it to about Crown Point's 35.
Punt return 34 yards. Return. Crown Point, 35-yard line. The Bulldogs will take over first and 10 at their own 35.
And we see a lot of hand warmers out there on this LC sideline with the.
I think our cameraman brought some tonight
with
too.
our cheer section and of course our fan section as well.
Smart move. Pettit. He's going to roll to his left.
Ivy trying to get in there. Ivy missing the tackle, fumbles out of bounds. Apologies, that was not Jared Ivy. Instead, it was number 47, Jack Hickey, linebacker for the Indians.
Pettit looking right. He finds his man.
And Giovanni, what I've noticed from this game is he's got a little bit of a wonky release there, and it was really evident on that throw. He's kind of turning his whole body, throwing it almost like a baseball, really putting his arm and legs into it. But
I have not noticed that, but
seems to be working for Crown Point. Make sure
our audience should keep an eye on that.
Keep an eye on him. If there's another screen pass to the top of the field, keep a lookout for that.
Here's Pettit rolling left. He's got time.
And Pettit again able to escape and pick up the first down.
And Lake Central's got to get to him on one of these plays right here.
Absolutely, giving him way too many breaks here. And LC, you know, they play a pretty bend, don't break defense here. And they've been bending pretty good, but then just like that, they break a little bit.
And they got a huge break in the second quarter. They almost had a touchdown, but it's taken off the board. 4:21 to go.
O'Toole in motion.
Pettit looking right. Lake Central again. Oh, fumble.
Ball comes out.
Not sure, and they're going to rule that one incomplete.
There.
Crown Point catches a break there, and I don't think he had possession of that one. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, that was a monstrous hit by the Indians there, though. On the wide receiver, popped him. So that was Schuster there.
Carter Schuster had a pick earlier today.
Schuster definitely having his name heard around there. And did you notice the throwing motion there from Petit?
I'll look for it on this play right here if Crown Point throws it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to try a screen pass here after that result. Maybe they will.
Pettit.
And they say that one touched the ground there, and flag on the play.
Oh, and I think that's going to be on Lake Central.
Yeah, that was number 36 there, Mel Hay. And it looks like it's going to be a late hit there, but look, maybe a little overkill on the tackle. Maybe they say, and they say late hit. Not sure I agree with that call.
Coach Tony Bartolomeo is not too happy with that call.
I'm not sure if I agree with that specific call. I feel like there could have been unnecessary roughness there, but that's it looked like Mel Hay was almost wrapped up around him. before the whistle was blown, and then what are you going to do when you're wrapping someone up and your legs are in the air? You're going down, and they're going to go down with you.
Well, that's a big break for Crown Point right
Absolutely, that's a huge break. And hearing some hot mics from the coaches and fans.
Pettit, gonna throw again. He's gonna roll to his right, looking for his man downfield, and incomplete.
And looked to be just a throwaway there. Threw it in the area of his wide receiver, however.
And first score update from LaPorte, Michigan City. Michigan City up 7-0.
And Lake Central looking to get a stop here.
Pettit looking right again, and that is caught. Diving catch for a first down. That was a great catch right there. That's number... And that's another Crown Point first down. Crown Point feels like they've had the ball the whole first half.
Absolutely. You know, they've been catching some lucky breaks on third downs and just draining this clock out, which is what this offense wants to do.
And Lake Central does receive to start the second half.
And in motion, passing play here.
And that one is incomplete. That's Jalen Wigley and Caleb Griffin on the coverage.
And it looked like Crown Point could have gotten away with the hold there on Mark Henry Derashine, who came bursting in and just didn't really look like he was getting any penetration there.
Play clock at 3 now. They just get it off. Pettit has time to throw.
And he's got a lot of time here.
And that one is
incomplete.
And that was an incomplete pass, but Lake Central cannot give him that much time. Looks like they gave him a lot of time there to throw, and he didn't do anything with it. But Pettit has shown that you give him time to throw, he's going to hurt you.
He can run, he can pass. I mean, you know, when you're going up against a mobile guy, it's going to be harder to chase him down if they get out of the pocket. So you got to try to contain him in that pocket. Make Pettit be a quarterback.
Josh, you know all about that term.
I do. My favorite team's quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky.
Pettit is going to go to his right, looking to throw, and tried to catch someone with one hand, but it looked like it was Jalen Wigley on the coverage.
Looks like the pass was intended for Tyson Casey there. Went up one-handed, looking to have his Odell moment here.
Looking to put himself on Sports Center.
And Lake Central now finally getting Bulldogs to a fourth down. Not sure what you do here, though, as it's kind of 4-down territory, as they're going to bring out the kicking
unit. It's going to be a 45-yarder. This would be impressive if he hits this one. Snap is down, kick is up. That's short.
That's short by a long time and wide right. Don't think that kick could have went any worse there, unless, you know, of course it did get kick-sixed.
Central will get it at their own 20. Start this drive, 3:01 left. And Lake Central has to keep possession. They can't go 3 and out here. Give Crown Point the ball back and give them a chance to score before the half. Surfios Garcia's going to take this one. He's got some room to his left, and he is tackled.
And Garcia, we've seen him become more and more patient with the rock here. He's been able to kind of just bounce around, follow his blockers, find the running lanes, and occasionally break it off for a big one.
Yeah, we saw in the Maryville game, he tied it up at the end of the first half with a big run, and that shows what he's capable of doing.
And Garcia, he's definitely been one of the best players for the Indians who is not a defender. Is it safe to say he's offensive MVP for this season, for this team?
Absolutely. I think that's very fair. And another guy, I guess, who's an honorable mention, Diego Garcia, he's really stepped up for this team.
Absolutely. Coming in second half of the season, it seemed.
It seemed like he made a name for himself in that Michigan City game. He caught Lake Central's touchdown pass to give him a big lead, and that one is dropped by Curtis Gills.
Yeah, that was a pass. Probably not where Gills wanted it, but you got to come down with those balls.
.201 left in the first half. Lake Central lined up in the pistol formation, low snap. Sedano looking to Diego Garcia, and Lake Central lucky.
That one went right through his hands there.
Yeah, Lake Central lucky. Crown Point's defenders weren't in the right spot there to get that one.
Yeah, that was didn't even. It went through Diego Garcia's hands, but it didn't even look like it was touched there. It had a perfect spiral coming out of there. 1:57 left here in the first half.
And this is a big third down here if you're Lake Central.
Absolutely. And speaking of Lake Central, timeout is called.
And another score update. I really hate to keep bringing this up, but it seems like it's the only score that keeps consistently updating. Valpo 49, Munster 0. 7:26 to go in the first half.
That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time to rebuild that program. It's not something that takes 1 or 2 years. It's getting the kids that are in 7th and 8th grade to go out and play football. That's what's going to take turn around that program. As Lake Central comes out of their timeout.
And the Indians looking to get something going here.
Sedano is pressured, and he's going to be sacked.
That's a 3-on-1 there.
Sedano, no chance there to get a good pass off.
Didn't have anything there. Crown Point calls timeout.
And Crown Point's got to get the ball back. Do you think they try and go more conservative, just try and get inside the locker room, or do you think they be aggressive here and try and maybe make a play?
Well, Giovanni, you don't call a timeout to stop the clock if you plan on letting the clock run out. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say this is going to be an aggressive drive by Crown Point.
Looks like they got smarter play calling than the Bears do.
Funny joke, Giovanni, funny joke. I'll tell you what, once we get a new quarterback, this team's going to be something special.
Isn't that the same thing you said when they drafted Trubisky?
No. I actually wanted Solomon Thomas. You know, they're both looking like busts right now. But
Sedano will punt this one
Trubisky
away. Oh, no.
Oh.
Muff
and
pump.
Lake Central looking like they got it. A lot of
And
fighting, and they do.
Right at midfield, Lake Central's going to get the ball back with 1:44.
And the Indians come up with a huge stop. Or not stop, get the ball back. Hello, Giovanni.
And the Lake Central defenders were right there waiting for him to drop that one. And
so tell me, Giovanni, since you like to make fun of the Bears, is that timeout smart now? Stop the clock, gives LC some more time, gives LC some free yards.
As I made a mistake, it is Laporte up 7-0, not Michigan City. My bad on that one, sir. Felix Garcia, not much running room there.
And both of those teams kind of disappointing this year. Michigan City not having the best season.
I think City's more disappointing than Laporte, just because City was a team that we were talking about going to state.
Absolutely.
It was supposed to be, the big game was going to be Valpo, Michigan City, which still has a good possibility of happening, but Sedano going to throw right, and that one is incomplete. He was looking.
Intended target was Ryan Mayton there, right through his fingertips.
But going back to Michigan City, it's very surprising. If there's some things that have surprised us this year, it's very surprising just how much the team has fallen off. And, you know, hate to say it, I think the lowest moment of the season for them was probably here at Lake Central when they lost. 13-7 was the final. Sedano looking right, and that is not caught by Gerard Charlie.
And 4th and 8 coming up.
And you can tell the senior Gerard Charlie not too happy with himself on that
Absolutely not. Put his hands up in frustration. Just kind of in shock there. And the offense yet again goes stagnant here. And that also stops the clock. So.
Sedano will punt this one away, looking to get a good punt off here. And I don't think he's going to field this one. Not going to take a Lake Central bounce.
That was close. That was close.
Sedano's punt traveled 47 yards. Goes for a touchback. First and 10 Crown Point from their own 20-yard line.
And once again, story of the game has been lucky breaks for Crown Point.
Yeah, Lake Central couldn't do anything there. Went 3 and out. It looks like we blinked and Crown Point was right back on the field on offense. Pettit looking, he was pressured on that one, and that is caught.
And all the way from the touchdown.
No
80
flags.
Yards.
Wow.
Wow. And you want to talk about just taking the heart and soul out of this Lake Central team. That's the way to do it right there. My goodness. And
that's unbelievable right
that
there.
Was
that's wow. David O'Toole. Touchdown there, and Crown Point looking to add onto it. Oh, a fake!
And he's gonna run for it, hits the pylon. And that's a 2-point conversion there.
Wow, not
Crown
what
Point
anyone expected.
Not shying away at all here. And that's really If you're Lake Central,
That's just adding insult to injury right
if
there.
you're Lake Central, that's got to get you upset. And I know that these coaches are not going to be happy with that there.
Oh,
that's Crown Point saying we don't fear you.
Yeah, Josh, no one saw that one coming.
Not a soul. And 50.3 seconds left here for the Indians offense to try and get something going. Try to wake up out of hibernation here. I know the cold weather could put you to sleep a little bit, but time to wake up, and that one's going to go back into the end zone.
And you can feel it here on the Lake Central side.
Oh, yeah.
The energy has just diminished so
That play
greatly.
was like a vacuum, and it just sucked the energy out of this side of the stadium. I feel like people up in the booth might have been the loudest ones on that play who weren't on the Crown Point side.
Yeah,
and I'm in shock, Giovanni.
Yeah,
it seems like every time we play this team, it's a defensive slugfest. LC's offense goes stagnant, and then Crown Point hits a big play. And we saw last time that 99-yard touchdown was all they really needed to put it out of reach for the Indians, and who knows, this could be it here. There's a Lake Central player slow to get up there.
Sedano handing it off to Sir Felix Garcia.
And the Indians trying to run this clock out, get out of this half after that.
Looks like the bench is already heading towards the locker room.
There.
As looks like time winding down, that's going to do it for this first half. And it sounds like our energy is diminished a little bit. Crown Point with a huge touchdown at the end of this first half. At halftime, it's Crown Point 15, Lake Central 7. We'll be back after halftime. Welcome back to Lake Central High School after 2 quarters of play. Crown Point 15, Lake Central 7. Josh, we're going to take this time to talk a little bit about tomorrow. We're going to be heading down to Fishers High School. Lake Central taking on the undefeated Zionsville.
Yeah, and that's definitely a trip that we're looking forward to there.
Yeah, as soon as the semi-state game for Lake Central ended, you texted me right away.
I was at work.
Let's go down there.
I was at work. I wanted the day off work, and I'm definitely
we're definitely looking forward to that. But breaking down the matchup a little bit, Zionsville, undefeated. They made it to the state championship last year and fell to another region team, Chesterton. So it's going to make for a very interesting matchup. Coach Jeremy Raymore, I was watching his interview with WJOB yesterday. He broke down Zionsville a little bit. They play a very interesting formation for a high school team. They play a 3-1-4-1-1. And if you're not a soccer guru, I know Josh is.
You just spoke a whole foreign language to me, Giovanni. I know 3-4 defense and 4-3 defense.
So basically, Raymore was saying how Zionsville plays a 3-1-4-1-1, and what that basically means is they play with 3 defenders, 1 holding mid, 4 actual midfielders, a center attacking mid, and that striker. So this team is designed to score. They put goals on the board, and Coach Raymore said he expects a high-scoring game tomorrow.
Definitely,
and I expect the same thing.
Definitely something I'm looking forward to. I've never really been too into soccer, but when the stakes are like this, you got your high school team going to state to look to win. You've got to go and, cover it, especially if you're in our positions as sports editors here at LC.
And I have to say this too: this Lake Central team, a lot of people wrote them off. They weren't even in the last coaches poll in the top 20. Lake Central at the beginning of the year, ironically, they lost to Crown Point here on this field, 4-0, and a lot of people wrote them off after that. And I was there at the sectional, and I was there for Morton Munster. And I heard a lot of people in the crowd saying, "Oh, Lake Central doesn't have that much this year. Lake Central's been struggling." No, Lake Central didn't have the best regular season, but
they've turned it on.
Yes, this team is getting hot at the right time, and they're led by some young players. They got some senior leadership. Jack Bailey, who had a goal and assist, was actually just named our athlete of the week this past week. But him, Rob McNeil, Bryce Gross has stepped up, and Adrian Orchu at goalie. But this team is led by some young players. Jake Noldine, Quentin Enyer, who is about as good a defender as we've seen here at Lake Central. And we mentioned Noldine, and Trey Adams is also a sophomore. This is a young Lake Central team that's going to make some noise the next few years. Coach Raymore speaks very highly of Jake Noldine and these younger players, and I think these younger players definitely took it to heart last year. If you don't know, Lake Central Soccer had a streak of 15 straight years of winning sectionals. That's insane. And a lot of people like to say that their sectionals, weren't that good. They had Highland and Gavin, their sectionals. Not exactly 2 teams that are historically great in soccer, but at the end of the day, it's 15 straight years that no one touched Lake Central. And then last year they had that heartbreaking loss to their rival Munster on their home field. I think that the younger players really took that as motivation coming into this year, and I'm really looking forward to heading down to Fishers High School tomorrow to cover that game with you, Josh. It's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. If anyone knows anywhere to get food down there,
yeah.
I know we're definitely looking forward to it. And in addition to the state soccer championship coming up this weekend for a huge weekend for LC, we've also got the boys and girls cross-country teams heading down to Terre Haute this weekend to look to also win state. And
squib kick.
We're wishing all our teams the best here, as
Gerard Charlie will take that one to about the 31.
Our football team is also looking to get a nice win here this weekend, make it a huge weekend for Lake Central sports. Currently not looking the best for Lake Central, but it's only a 1-possession game. You could definitely get something going here.
And if you want to keep track of all that, follow the LCHS News Twitter account. Me and Josh will be in Fishers tomorrow. We'll be tweeting out some score updates, maybe do some reporting, and just do not miss it. It's going to be pretty crazy, as Lake Central won a state championship back in 2010, and it's been 9 years, and they look to end the decade off strong.
And Kreisbaum out on the field there.
No gain on the play.
And 2nd down and 10 coming up now.
2nd and 10 for Lake Central from their own 32-yard.
Kreisbaum, he's been really good this year. Another surprising storyline as
yeah, he made a name for himself in that Munster game as he throws to his left, and that one is caught, but not going anywhere. I think he lost some yards there. Yeah, Kreisbaum really made a name for himself in that Munster game, and he hasn't really had a game to that level since then, but really a guy that we look to see here in the next 2 years. He's only a sophomore.
Absolutely, and I know last game we had here at Lake Central, Giovanni, we had pretty much a whole second half of sadness, talking about how, this could be our last football game.
Sedano looking left. Grounds. He looked like the play was going to be dead, but Sedano runs, and wow, he turned on the jets, and I think he got it.
Sedano finally able to get something there once the play starts breaking down.
And providing more score updates around the region. Chesterton and Warsaw are tied heading into the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter.
And any update on the Munster game yet?
It was 56-0 at halftime. I'm trying to avoid saying that. I don't like piling that on. It's Kreisbaum looking to provide
Captain Obvious here, but if Valpo keeps that up, it'll be 102-0 at the end of the game. That's when you're supposed to say thanks, Captain Obvious.
Well, the only thing I will say, there is a running clock, so it's going to be it's going to be very hard for Valpo to pull that off.
Sedano hits a man on the screen there.
Another score update. Warsaw now takes the lead, 28-21.
And we've got a game out there.
Yes, and Lafayette, Jefferson, Maryville was also tight.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. Number 2 team in the state with Lafayette, Jefferson, and then I believe the number 6 or the number 4 team.
Number 4.
That is
14-6 at halftime.
This is a tough sectional.
It is. The winner of this game is going to have a very tough sectional final. Sedano looking left, and that is incomplete. Now bring up 4th down.
Is it safe to say that this game is simply for bragging rights with the opponents they got to play?
Crown Point, don't count them out in the postseason. I'm not saying if Lake Central wins, they have no chance. If Maryville wins, they did hold their own against Maryville for a half, but Lake Central, they would have to travel to wherever they would play. They would not get a home game, and I'm not 100% sure what has to happen for Crown Point. I know it is possible for Crown Point to get a home game. I think Maryville would have to win. I could be wrong on that one.
And that's going to take a nice bounce there. Lands inside the 20-yard line. And, like we said, this is our last home game for football, which means it's going to be our probable last stream here.
Yeah, unless Lake Central can really shock everyone and win a sectional championship, they could have a chance to host regionals. But the odds don't look too much in their favor. I believe Lake Central, according to Indiana Homestead, I think they gave them, a 1% chance to 1.43% chance to win this sectional.
And, they got tough opponents.
Yeah, and they went from having Portage, a team that, not to say that, they're not good, but like going from Portage to
Lafayette Jefferson.
That's a big
Are
jump.
you kidding me?
And Lafayette Jefferson actually did used to be in their sectional. That was actually Lake Central's last sectional win against Lafayette Jefferson. It was 47-7, I think, was the final in that one. But
yep, times have changed.
yeah, I think that was back when Lake Central was, you know, a power here in the region. Pat takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Lake Central trying to get to him, and ball came out, but he was well out of bounds.
And with this being our last game, you know, we got the sad stuff out of the way last time. So we'll save that for the end.
We're going to hope this game is a lot closer and that Lake Central can make some plays here.
Absolutely.
Maybe make this one interesting.
And Crown Point coming out shotgun formation.
Had it. Last time to throw, he's going to look to his left, and that is almost. Oh, he catches that
man.
one. I don't know how we would have reacted if he caught that one.
That was number 16, Ben Urin, tight end for Crown Point. That would have been a Sports Center top 10 right there.
I do have a brother that works at ESPN. I definitely would have sent him that play. Make sure it ended up on Sports Center.
David O'Toole in motion.
So O'Toole, and ball comes out. It looks like Crown Point's offensive lineman got right on top of that one. Oh, that would have been a big break there for Lake Central. As we got an update from Maryville Lafayette Jefferson, we are tied at 14. Lafayette Jefferson, huge 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the second half. Wow.
Sounds familiar. Just instead of start of the second half, maybe swap that out with end of the first half.
You know, hopefully Lake Central could maybe have a play like that of their own in this game and get themselves back in it.
Absolutely.
They're still in it, but
one of the keys there is going to be get this ground game going.
And they convert on a 3rd down and 12.
Lake Central again giving up a 3rd down conversion. 3rd and long too at that, and that's just that's crushing for a team. You know, you force them to lose yards. It's 3rd and long, and then you give up the 1st down.
And especially there, if Crown Point has to punt there, you're probably going to get some decent field position.
Absolutely.
And you know, Lake Central really hasn't proven much in this game that they can drive down the field and get time off the clock and score.
And Walters tried to bounce it outside. Nothing really there.
Junior running back brings up a 2nd and 6.
And Sedano getting warmed up with his receivers and tight ends. Gerard Charlie and Curtis Gills on the sideline. Now, Giovanni, if you're LC, how do you get yourself back into this game?
Lake Central's defense has got to make a play here. They have playmakers, Carter Schuster, Jalen Wigley, just to name a few. Someone has to come up with a play here for Lake Central. But right now, you got to focus on getting a stop on defense. Crown Point is just ticking away at this clock.
Yeah, chewing up. We're already about just a little over halfway through the 3rd quarter here.
And that'll bring up 3rd down. And this is huge for Lake Central. And I imagine if you're Crown Point, at this point, you know, I don't think you're really that intimidated by Lake Central's offense. I think it's not ridiculous that they go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they showed really they don't fear Lake Central as they went for it on that 2-point conversion, and Crown Point could just try to be aggressive, really put this game away.
kickoff and an easy first down there.
Walters, we saw this in the last game. He was kind of quiet in the first half. Second half, especially, you know, third quarter specifically, that's when he kind of started to get it going. And 1st and 10 as Crown Point is now over the 50-yard line. And play stops here. Ref's talking something over. Are they questioning the spot of the ball? And Crown Point's lined up. The refs are in the middle of this.
Crown Point wants to get this ball off.
Not the place you want to really be if you don't have pads on. That's David O'Toole there, I believe, on the jet sweep. O'Toole kicking it to the outside, gets out past the 30.
Yeah, another score update. This one's still a little bit surprising. Andrean, 20. Boone Grove, 0.
That is, you know, people like to discredit Andrean because they're playing in 2A. They are currently up 20-0 against an undefeated team.
There is something to be said about that.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of props go to head coach Chris Skinner, I believe is his name.
I think so.
But,
oh, Armand Irving.
Little story, Chris's mom was my babysitter when I was little. So, I've known the Skinners for a while. Don't really have any memories of them. I was really little. really little. But it was even before my preschool days. It was before I entered my prime. But, you know, knowing someone like that, seeing them succeed, definitely something you like to see.
Would you like to say that you contributed to that in some way?
I taught him everything he knew.
Second down and 2 for Crown Point.
And jumble on the snap there. Running back gets blown up. And
it's another first down.
Jared Ivey and Armand Irving getting a little shovey there with the tight end Ben Urin. It's an unfortunate name.
And Crown Point still just chipping away at this clock.
And man in motion here, that's O'Toole again, I believe. Walters kicking it, trying to hit the outside, and he gets in. Touchdown, Crown Point. Is with the way this Lake Central offense has been playing, that could be it.
There's still some time left, but
this offense has not gotten anything going.
They have not. They definitely have not proven that they can move the ball on this Crown Point team. And wow.
With 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter, our score: Crown Point 2, Lake Central 7.
So now it's a 2-possession ball game. Indians down 15 points. And might have to find some different topics to talk about, Giovanni.
I got something. Valpo 63, Munster 0.
63. And
running clock, so I don't think Josh's prediction of, what was it? It was over 100 points to nothing.
102 to nothing?
102 to nothing. Yeah, for some reason I just don't think it's going to come true for him today.
And let's scroll through Twitter here, find some more news.
Valpo just got their 5th interception. As Crown Point, another squib kick. Nothing too surprising there. And Sergio Garcia and Smith were both going for that one.
Could have been a little surprising there. It's a slow news night here.
Well, next week is sectional championship week for football.
We have offsetting penalties. 32 in the black, 24 in the white, both unsportsmanlike.
And another sport.
Unsportsmanlike conduct there on both teams. And the voice of rain down on us. Felt like lightning was going to strike those players. Power of Zeus came in. Wherever that flag was thrown, that's cursed property now. Glad someone finds me funny.
It's first down and 10 for Lake Central.
Following the offsetting penalties as announced by Zeus. Ooh, I believe that was Diego Garcia there making a man miss.
That's number 16, Ryan Maton.
Never mind. Now we had the chance at halftime to go down, meet with some of the fans in the fan section, talk to his girlfriend, and she seems pretty happy he's doing good this year.
And speaking of the fan section, I'm looking down right now.
It's
yikes. Sedano looking right, and flag on the play.
Comes in.
That was intended for Curtis Gills. It was Noah Holland Donner on the coverage. Senior.
Holland Donner not looking too happy there with that call. But have you ever seen a defender happy when they get called for pass interference?
No. And that Saints-Rams game last year, I'm sure, don't remember off the top of my head who it was. Whoever hit the Saints receiver probably didn't think it was defensive pass interference. But that's sports.
Nickel Roby Coleman, the reason that the NFL had to make a rule change.
And a rule change that really...
And a reason that referees are no longer allowed in the city of New Orleans.
Yeah, officiating in the NFL this year has been something.
Yeah. I mean, it's always something. These guys are human.
Exactly.
It always gets better. You see in the preseason, there's a lot of penalties. Because, they introduced the new rules. By the end of the season, it always seems to kind of figure itself out.
Exactly.
Kinda. I know, last year, end of the season, penalty was the reason, some team's season ended. But we won't talk about that.
I will say to that, though, just real quick, I think that's kind of overreacting to a play that, listen, let's be real. How often is a call like that really made?
Yeah.
In a big spot.
I mean,
like
that's a free call. But I mean, it's always better to be proactive rather than reactive. You don't want that to happen again.
I understand that. But like you see it now, and like even when pass interference is challenged, they still don't make the right call.
Well, I mean, the rule says blatant and overly obvious, so it has to be something
I'm sorry. The one in the Steelers game the other day was awful.
I don't believe I saw that one. But
they called offensive pass interference. It was.
I mean, it's got to be. You have to see it. Like you have to just had your eyes closed when you threw that flag to not call it. And it's Dono with the quarterback carry gets upended and unable to get it. Turnover on downs here.
2:36 left here in the
Not
third.
sure what the plan was with that one.
And yep, Crown Point gets it back. And wow.
And Lake Central not really looking too hot here. Had that big start to the game, and they've really cooled off since. Which you hate to see that.
2:36 left here in the third. Man in motion for Crown Point. Pat takes a snap. He's going to hand it off. It's Lyra.
Number 5, Davian Lyra, the ball carrier.
Davian Lyra.
Tackled by Lake Central number 52, Carter Schuster.
And you know, the one thing we know about this Lake Central team, you know, they're still out there. They know that they still are in they know they're still in this game. You know, we remember when we talked to Sir Felix Garcia at the beginning of the year. One of the things he says that he prides himself in the most is that this team just fights till the very end. And you know, who knows what happens at the end of this, but you gotta have that in order to have a chance.
Absolutely. And Sir Felix Garcia, one of our first athletes we interviewed of the season, and flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be a hold against Crown Point. As you saw, Mark Henry Darajean's jersey about 5 yards back behind him, it looked like. But back to Sir Felix. Interviewed him. Super nice guy, very humble, and you know, he just plays ball.
Yeah, you can't say enough about that. I know the coaches speak highly of him too.
Absolutely.
You know, he's been a big part of this Lake Central offense all year.
And this is going to move Crown Point way, way back here.
And at the end of 3,
second down and 25 here.
Wow, at the end of 3, it's Michigan City 7, LaPorte 7.
And that's a huge disappointment for Michigan City. As like we said earlier, they had state expectations. And now they might not even win a playoff game.
Yeah, that's just so surprising. No one saw that.
That's shocking. Very, very, very shocking.
And at the end of 3 quarters, still Andrean 20, Boone Grove 0.
That's even more shocking. I remember you and me, we had said Andrean was, you know, or that Boone Grove, they had a good chance to win. Not even just this game, but, you know, go fairly far in their sectional in the 2A class.
It's Pettit. Drops back. He's going to roll to his left here. Lake Central trying to get to him, and looks like he'll just throw that one away. Right onto the track.
Lake Central wants an intentional grounding after Sedano was called for it earlier in the game. Not going to get it here as he was out of the pocket.
It's like, I think that one was a little bit too close to our field, Mike.
Fourth and 14 for Crown Point.
Nah. See, if I didn't extend the field, Mike, then that would have been a direct hit. That's why I put the wire out.
Nice. And
you're welcome. And it is currently 69 Valparaiso on top of Munster 0. Joel Russell just had a 2-yard run, and the kick was no good. So,
and it's
69 to nothing. Very nice.
Yeah, not nice if you're Valpo. More will be advancing to the sectional championship.
Nice.
We'll be advancing to the sectional championship, and this team has very high aspirations. Yeah, you know, we know what they did against Lake Central, but
yep, I drove out to that game. I drove out to that game, and let me tell you, not the most fun that I've ever had at a game.
Now let me ask you this: how did you know that Lake Central was in trouble, Josh?
Well, I don't know if it was senior night or what, but Valpo came out, and we're the Blacks now, apparently. Not the Blues anymore.
Or the Whites.
Well, the White.
I don't. They referred to Lake Central as white, blue, and now black.
Yep. But anyways, at the Valpo game, you know, I knew we were done for at that game when they had a fireworks show as the team ran out. It felt like a college. And then after the 4th touchdown in the first quarter, there was another fireworks show. So,
would you like to think they just do that for every home game, or?
I would love to think that, because I feel like that is incredible.
I feel like that's so awesome.
I would
to play in that environment.
That has to be one of the coolest teams to play for around here. Like literally just the coolest team.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I saw the video you sent me of it. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know, they got a big stadium. It looks pretty similar to the old burial grounds here at Lake Central. The big bleachers and Priestbaum trying to find a hole there. Unable to break free, though. As clock keeps ticking down into the 4th quarter.
As the 3rd quarter comes to a close here for Lake Central, trying to make a comeback in this game. And looks like that'll be it.
And we'll be back right after this.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Tamari.
I'm Riley Nestrict.
And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. And we'll see you around, Elsie.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School. As we head into the 4th quarter, Crown Point 22, Lake Central 7. And it just seems like this whole second half, Lake Central has not been able to get any momentum on their side.
Indiana Criminal Justice Institute, reminding you to buckle up on every trip, every time. And Indiana Careers in Construction Association, built to succeed.
And once again, we want to wish the best of luck to some of our sports teams competing in state tomorrow. Boys and girls cross country, both heading to the state finals tomorrow. We wish nothing but the best of luck to them. And me and Josh will be there tomorrow at Fishers High School. Starts at 5:30. Lake Central taking on the undefeated Zionsville. We talked about that game at the beginning of this second half. It's going to be a great game. If you can't make it, be sure to watch it somewhere. It's going to be a competitive game for sure.
Absolutely. And 11:45 left in this game, and Giovanni, that means we've got about a little over 11 minutes of our final football game commentating together that we know of. Who knows? Maybe we could. I know we're both looking into Ball State for college. Maybe we could get on the broadcast team there. Who knows? Maybe we'll team up at ESPN.
Maybe the MAC network is looking for some commentators. Who knows? And Lake Central will punt it again. It's a good kick, and that will roll. It'll look like it went out about the 36. And final from Highland High School. Hobart advances to the sectional championship to play the winner of Lowell Griffith. Final score 35-0.
Crown Point, 38-yard line. Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
Another update: Maryville 20, Lafayette Jefferson 14. It's a good ball game down there, and Munster gets on the board.
How many points?
69-6 now.
That was Nick Eng with the touchdown.
To go here.
Just about to say that. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Make a wish. That's handed off.
Just powering through the defensive front there of Lake Central.
And update from Ames Field. Port now down 10-7 against Michigan City.
Michigan City looking to, you know, didn't really think it was going to be a game they would have to squeeze out of, but
well, it's a rivalry game. I think they expected it to be close.
Yeah,
and it was a close game in the regular season too. Of course, Crown Point just training them to just get all the time off the clock that they can.
Yep, just keep on running dives here. And looked like an LC defender went crashing into the Crown Point sidelines. Not sure who that was. Maybe Jared Ivey? And it was our Lake Central Indians strong safety. Plays in the box a lot. Caleb Griffin, name that hasn't really been called too much, but you know, he doesn't let stuff really get over the top as he plays that single coverage safety over the top. Kind of, you know, I know we don't like comparing high schoolers to pro athletes, but he's used almost like an Eddie Jackson type. Like Central
that doesn't shock me that you compared him to. Actually, no, it kind of does. I feel like you think very highly of him, and comparing him to anyone is terrible for you. But
I mean, yeah, Eddie Jackson is one of my favorite players. He's an aggressive safety, though, and you know, you see he covers the middle of the field, and with that aggressiveness, he's able to make breaks on balls. And we've seen that a lot from Caleb Griffin this year.
Wow, Lafayette Jefferson scores a touchdown, but they miss the extra point.
Ooh,
now it's tied at 20.
And that one's going to loom large.
And closer than a lot of people probably thought. Penn gets the win over Portage, 13-6. And that is caught over the middle.
That was number 84, Tyson Casey there.
And NBA news, apparently Jason Tatum just had a game winner.
Nothing better than a game winner. But, you know, it would be one of the top moments of all time. Game 7, game winner. Or a walk-off home run in the World Series Game 7. Any walk-off to win a championship would just be incredible. A walk-off Hail Mary in the Super Bowl. Oh. I hope one of those happens in our lifetime.
I think the craziest one we've seen in recent memory is Kawhi Leonard. His game winner against the Sixers. That was insane.
That was beautiful.
I think the most insane part is just how many times that ball just bounced and bounced off the rim. I mean, I remember I was watching it at home.
Got a magic touch.
I remember I was watching it at home, and it just felt like everything was just so silent. You could have heard a pin drop.
It felt like everything was moving in slow motion. And we weren't even at the game. We were at home. Imagine how those people at the game felt.
Exactly. I mean, on the broadcast, you could hear the ball bounce as if there's no one in the arena.
And Pat Winters threw up a T there. I don't think he called timeout. Okay. Worked out pretty good for the Indians, as that was number 96 for Lake Central in on the tackle.
Lost 4 yards on the play.
.7:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Third down, Lake Central looking to get Crown Point off the field here.
3rd and 12.
That it?
Blitz coming.
Oh, try and run, and he is sacked.
And that was Jared Ivey coming in on the blitz off the left-hand side. Kind of flush petted out there. Right into the defensive lineman.
Lost 3 on the play. Bring the 4th and 15 for Crown Point. Lake Central 38-yard line. Number 13, Colin Clayton, punt formation.
And see if Lake Central can get a big play here. Maybe a block punt.
Oh, that got close.
Caleb Griffin back there to return it, and it's going to be a touchback. And it has to be right here, right now for Lake Central. You need
got to
something
step up.
here.
Anything. It's a 2-score game. You need some type of offensive surge here. Try to build up momentum at least. You know, you want to build a culture here with this team. As, you know, with building the culture, you'll have a better team next year if you have a better culture. And that culture is built from top to bottom, start to finish, and that's the goal here.
Absolutely. And
Mayton on the screen, incomplete.
Mateo Sedano's pass is incomplete instead of number 16, Ryan Mayton.
And Garcia lined up at the bottom of your screen here for the Indians. Isolated coverage.
Diego Garcia. Sir Felix Garcia is still in the backfield.
Oh, pardon me.
Sedano looking right, trying not to get sacked. It looked like the Crown Point defender went for a strip right there.
And about getting something going on offense here. It's looking kind of unlikely as Lake Central now faced with the 3rd and 21.
Crown Point's had some big plays in the last 2 games. It's time for Lake Central to have one of their own here.
Absolutely. And I don't know how you can get it done. I think it's more of a talent over coaching in this type of scenario right now.
It's Sedano dropping back, looking to his left, and that is incomplete.
Overthrows Garcia there by just an inch. And there's a Crown Point defender down there.
You know, we were talking about the culture Lake Central is trying to build. I think this year it looks like Lake Central's probably going to lose this game.
And there's an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Indians.
Wow.
As a Crown Point player is still down here, looking like he's in some serious pain. And looks like the ref is getting into it there with Coach Bartolomeo on the sidelines now.
Frustration starting to boil for Lake Central, I can imagine.
All parties here. And especially add in the mix of a player down now. Able to get up and walk with assistance from a trainer. After that, Indians offense or punting unit's going to take the field. 4th and 21. So Crown Point looking like they're going to get some good field position here.
Sedano will boot this one away. See if Lake Central can maybe get another muff punt, and not going to happen. It's going to go right at about midfield. It'll be at the Lake Central 49. And I was trying to say earlier, I think maybe this year is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. This has been the most competitive that we have seen this team in a while, I feel.
Absolutely. And, you know, not to talk bad about the teams from past years, but it just felt like...
It felt like this team always had a chance.
Absolutely.
Even this game, we were saying, you know, in private that there's a, you know, who knows, there's a chance that we could, you know, make this a close game, could move on.
And
it was just the seasons of coulds for this team, and that's okay when you're building a culture.
And, you know, this Lake Central team has some promising players coming back. You know, obviously they lose Mateo Sedano at quarterback, but they have Max Kriesbaum coming back. I think he'll continue to grow. And only thing I think the biggest concern for this Lake Central team, maybe heading into next year, if we're looking far ahead, the entire offensive line is seniors.
Yes, that's
Jared Gibson, Joe Isha, Nathan Horder, Angel Sanchez, Sam Pasowicz, all seniors. This team is going to have a tough time on the offensive line, replacing those O-linemen.
That's going to be a big thing there, but you know, they got some leaders still on this team too. Sam Long, one of everyone's favorite players on this team on the defense. He's going to take Ritt's role, I feel, Zach Ritt's role, and really step up, be a leader, and just go out there and ball as hard as he can for this team.
Yeah, and the one thing you see with Zach Ritt, he's still very much a part of this team.
He hasn't played, you know, healthy for who knows how long, and he is always in this game. Not, you know, physically, but mentally. He's on the sidelines. He's getting his team pumped up. He's keeping his guys ready for game day. He's walking around school. He's telling everyone, you know, game day, be there.
And you still see him with his jersey on Fridays.
Absolutely. You love to see it.
And that is incomplete.
Unfortunately, you know, his career didn't go the way he wanted it to, but definitely a competitor stepping up in, you know, times when he still couldn't. That's big for him.
Yeah, looking forward to the future for this Lake Central team. You know, I think this year, again, it's a step in the right direction. You know, they got 2 conference wins. Last year they didn't get a single one. It's something. You need to see some improvement out of this team.
That's a sky-high kick. Oh, takes a LC bounce there.
I think that was tipped.
That might have been the worst punch of the season I've seen. That ball went straight up, came right back down, and moved backwards. And you could see.
Looked like a video I saw on Twitter the other day of a field goal that was denied by Mother Nature.
Yeah. I don't know what that was, but you could even tell the panic on a Crown Point player. He was on the ground looking to stop it, and then it started rolling back, and you just saw his arms start flailing, trying to get something on that ball.
And Lake Central will get it back. They need a touchdown very quickly, and then who knows, maybe they go for an onside kick, or maybe they trust their defense. They still have all 3 timeouts. You need to score here. You need to pick up some yards. Oh, and some movement. I think it was Gerard Charlie that went a little bit too fast there. And a flag is thrown.
False start on the offense here. And just over 3 minutes left here.
Sedano is going to pitch it to.
Oh, getting
maybe
creative.
A trick play.
The
Curtis
Philly
Gills
special.
To Sedano, and Sedano not going to give much there, but.
Talk about a burial ground special. Sedano, he did play a little bit in the slot at wide receiver last year when Lake Central had Zach Bundelow, so someone he could throw the ball to. Reverse Julian Edelman, some might say. Let me stop. I don't know, comparing high schoolers to pros makes you mad.
I just think it's unnecessary, as Maryville up 27-20 with 5:24 to play.
Sedano looking, gets out of bounds. Lake Central faced with the 4th down here. This is do or die for this Indians team. If you get it here, you still have a fighting chance. If not, I think this one could be over. Any update on the Valparaiso score, Giovanni?
I've not read anything on Twitter. Maybe. I think with a running clock, Well, I think Valpo's going to take their foot off the gas here, and that's a first
the
down.
Indians get the first down. They still have a chance here.
That stops the time. Gives Lake Central some time to get to the line of scrimmage.
And Mayton makes the catch there.
Diego Garcia was in motion. Sedano hands off to Surface Garcia.
Garcia.
And maybe they were trying to catch Crown Point off guard there. And they got first down. Once again, time does stop. 2 minutes left.
Not sure how much I agree with running the ball there. I mean, you're going against Crown Point and the clock right now.
Right there, I mean, you got to get a little bit creative. Sedano looking, he's going to his right. That one's tipped.
That was
incomplete.
I believe that was number 11, Tristan Logan for Crown Point.
And another important thing to point out, if Lake Central wants a chance to come back, they will have to convert a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge. And the question is, do you go for that now or?
Well, they got to score first.
Yeah. I mean, hypothetically, say you do score here. I think you got to go for the extra point. Keep this team fighting, because if you.
Sedano, and that one is.
Intercepted.
And
stole it out of Curtis Gill's hands. That's number 6, Noah Holendoner there.
And
that's
do it.
How the season's going to end, and how a lot of these seniors' careers are going to end here at Lake Central. And, oh, Giovanni, this looks like the end of our football career here at Lake Central.
Commentating football.
Commentating football. Yeah, we never put the pads on.
Yeah.
But it's been a real treat with you this season, partner. We've learned a lot this year. We came into this class, and for those of you who don't know, we've got a big black box computer up here that we use, and came into this class, looked at this thing, set up for the Andrean game.
Scrimmage.
Andrean scrimmage, and we didn't know how to set up. And somehow we figured it out, and you know, I feel like we've progressed a lot as commentators in our high school career, as partners, and most of all as friends too.
Yeah.
With you know, seeing each other every day.
Yeah.
My right-hand man, Giovanni, for Sports Update, and this class too. It's really been a heck of a journey for us.
Yeah, and you know, we're making it sound like we're done. You know, we still got basketball.
Yeah, we still got basketball and baseball, but
there's nothing like football.
There's nothing like Friday Night Lights.
Because, you know, it only comes around so many times, and, you know, it really is something special that we've gotten to experience. And, you know, I always mention, you know, how not every school has a program like this, you know, for people like us that just love sports and, you know, love to talk about it. Yeah, that love to talk about it and, you know, watch this. And, you know, it has been a pleasure for me to do Lake Central football over the past 3 years. You know, my first game was a senior night versus Maryville, and ended up being a Lake Central win. And, you know, I'd like to think that I've grown a lot since then. You know, they're not kidding when they say that your senior year flies by. It does.
This has flown by.
And, you know, you were talking about the Andrean game. It does feel like yesterday. It feels like it wasn't too long ago.
Feels like yesterday it was 80, 90 degrees outside. We were sweating up here. Now begging for the fan to come on in our press box. Now we're coming up here wondering why we can't get a space heater.
And you know, it feels like 3 weeks ago we were planning stuff for this game, you know, getting stuff made, getting those intros for the players made, and, you know, I do want to take some time.
That's all credit to you, partner.
I do want to thank the players for participating in that, and Coach Bart LeMayo. Very courteous. I thought it was going to be a little bit hard to get the players' attention, but he did all for me. It got their attention, and we couldn't get every starter, but, you know, still a great thing that we did, and that's going to do it.
That's going to do it.
Well,
partner,
I'm going to shake your hand.
It's been a great season with you.
It has, and your final score is going to be Crown Point 22, Lake Central 7. Crown Point will play the winner of Lafayette Jefferson, and Maryville. Last score update from there. Looked like Maryville was in the lead. I thought that game would end before that, but final score here 22-7. We will be back next weekend. Starts girls basketball.
It's not the end of live streams. We still got basketball season, boys and girls, baseball, and of course LCTV. You could always catch us weekly out there.
Yes, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell. It's been, a great journey doing football here the past few years, and it's a little sad to see it come to an end. And I'm just glad this season, there wasn't, outside that Maryville game, there wasn't a lot of games that I felt like Lake Central was just completely outmatched. I mean, tonight, yes, Crown Point did dominate this game for most of the second half, but it never felt like Lake Central was completely out of it. And I thought it was a good. It's a step in the right direction for this Lake Central football team. They got to win on homecoming too. I know there wasn't much of a crowd for that, but it's still big. And well, Josh, that's all I've got. I don't know if you have anything to add on.
It's been an honor, partner, and we'll be back for basketball season, like you said. But it's bittersweet watching football go away. But glad I've done it with you by my side.
Yeah, and
that's all for the season, LC. I'm Josh Burnett.
Andrew Alcantar. Final score here at Lake Central High School, Crown Point 22, Lake Central 7.